Hello, beautiful people. Today I will be reading the entirety of my 70th Public Domain Periodical 2025, my 241st since February of 2023. I made 5 copies. They have all been given away, and I will be giving this original handwritten copy to Justin, a friend of mine, later this evening. This one is called, I've enjoyed too much of heaven to accept your seeds of hell. I've enjoyed too much of heaven to accept your seeds of hell, hidden in your fruit of what you do and tell. I've danced too often with joy to accept your envy of its light, when you crave unwarranted praise and loyalty that calls wrong right. I've been too many places and lived too much of life to be fooled by what is false, which is your tool for causing strife. Happy to trigger the honest with lies that leave your lips, aware that natural reaction is like water topped with magnesium strips. Then, using that chemical reaction to justify what follows next, unnecessary violence of the mad, provoked by intentional effort to make vexed. Left out of reports and narratives is the guilt in the arsonist's hand, the one who offers disrespect with no effort to understand. Just force false narratives in the ears as if those imaginations were true, when there is a science to the soul with predictable behavior too. That stubbornness creates a tension that only snaps if it won't yield. Hence, true crime begins when transgressors don't care how others feel. It is a sense of desperation by which I'm glued to paper, trying to scribe that magic poem to save humanity from its raper. I've survived attempted homicide by a group of young men with guns. I am manic in my pursuit to prevent that fate for our sons. Also, of course, for every mother it is the ultimate respect to ensure their offspring is blessed, not fed to a fate that is wrecked. I've enjoyed too much of heaven on earth to be silent when Trump wants to send folk to hell. Anyone in his administration, anyone at all. I've enjoyed too much heaven on earth to be silent when people want to send folk to hell. Oh, how this swells their ego, bellowed by a fan base insane, believing they can curse the living while in good graces remain. Like disease within the cells reprograms what they do, societies become infected with the same kind of pathogen too. That for which we're made and best is stolen from mankind by the dark abyss of a narcissist with selfish fantasies in his mind. Yes, I know I'm talking smack. I am a mirror who will be cracked, broken by those who don't want to see reflections that reveal what is fact. Nonetheless, it is my role, a life debt to which I am bound, paying forward the effort to keep us breathing above ground. We are to learn from where we've been. History can be a guide, a map to where we'll go if we repeat mistakes inside. Those who are less traveled, less open-hearted, or unlearned will believe what they are told, that a victim's wounds are earned. So it falls upon the experience to warn the clueless of that cliff, beyond the thickets they are running through, too fast to avoid that slip. I wrote that May 5th, 2025. I wrote that yesterday. Alright, I wrote this one yesterday too. Looking out the window. My favorite cafe. One might think it were snowing to look across the wind and see the cherry blossom petals giving feel of enchantment we're in. As if some magical wonderland, a parcel of heaven on earth, here in San Leandro where this poem gets its birth. Yes, this poet is blessed, of this I am aware. Despite my constant poverty, heaven surrounds me everywhere. I do not take this for granted, and it does not make me proud. It makes me very grateful, for which I sing my poems aloud, wanting to inspire humanity to be the best that it can be, so the glorious treasure of being alive fills our existence with rich memory. Okay, this is a poem for my Congresswoman. Poem for Congresswoman Latifah Simon. Dear Congresswoman, it was a true delight to meet you at your San Leandro Town Hall recently, and it was truly like a can of spinach when you reacted to my poetry. The Popeye in the human heart that strengthens for the occasion to resist what should not be it individual behavior or falsehood's invasion. Thank you for that inspiration and the pleasure of knowing you care, with the energy to keep integrity despite temptation everywhere. I'm sure somewhere within you, you wish it were a different time, just as I would rather describe all of life's beauty with my rhyme. But just like our brother Shakespeare said, it's not always by choice what happens on stage, or how we found ourselves upon it, yet it is our part on history's page. I was raised where prejudice and stereotypes flowed freely off the tongue, whereby into my teenage years I repeated racist jokes I heard while young, probably even in my 20s too. Sorry, really I am. Until the incessant rhetoric of Donald J. Trump, I needed not look at that watch on my wrist to ask the facetious question, what the hell year is this? You represent a district I love, where I've labored, live, and bled, which makes me thankful for your commitment to be by humanity led. Yours is a kind of representation that gives this poet hope when the angle of repose is threatened by increasing slope. Okay, this one's called Now That It's Clear That Donald Trump's Intelligence Won't Pass Go. Now that it's clear that Donald Trump's intelligence won't pass go, and Stephen Miller is the jackal who lets his sewer mouth flow. Speaking of the ego, like a lover swooning for that hand, to be in matrimony with that idol of dominance across the land. Like any thief will do, take what others made, spewing all excuses why their conscience had to trade, and it's really the more righteous who are wicked, ill, and wrong, all because his infatuation with himself is audibly strong. No empathy or understanding, just a bully string of logic, like any who enjoy their own farts when it indicates where their rot is. Oh, he'll be quite eloquent and speak with bold conviction, purposely like a sorcerer, deleterious with his diction, aware his false equivalences are exactly what they are, but for all the bitter he carries, falsehood is his star. False narratives and descriptions, adoration of own assumptions, equating his ego with the Holy Spirit and speaking lies with gumption. Inverting what is really true to a middle schooler's rage, born of immaturity and fabrication with a savored aroma of sage. Unfinished. That was that. Next one. 10,000 pages later of pouring my heart in rhyme, the song remains the same since I was published the first time. It was the newsletter for the Cathedral of Faith with Pastor Ken Foreman in San Jose, and here it goes. All that I have, Lord, is that which you've given, the food that I eat and the clothes that I wear. All truth I'm aware of is that which you've shown me. Lord, it's beyond me to love you enough. My home and my family, my job and my friends, like each passing day, Lord, I owe on to you. You touch them with love, Lord, and make them so lovely, knowing that all I can give in return is a thank you that shines through the depth of my heart. Oh my God, that was 40 years ago in 1985. Okay. Got into a conversation with somebody after I didn't realize that jammed meter also had the option of using my ATM card. Yeah, just in a hurry, mind busy, rushing, so I just went inside. Got a ticket. It sucked, pissed me off, so I vented on it. Social media, and got a response. Hey, ain't fair to me, you broke the law, you didn't pay, there you go. It kind of hit a nerve because there was like no sense of empathy, and the thread that followed was kind of the same. And in the conversation, one of the things he said was, I didn't see slavery on the ballot. Yeah, well, just like I didn't see that I could use my ATM cards, so many people say they didn't hear the things that came out of Donald Trump's mouth. He didn't say what he said. He didn't do what he did, and all the reasons why. Just like me, maybe not seeing that slot that could have made me avoid the ticket, just like their lack of empathy. Well, when the mirror reflects, karma's a bitch. I didn't see slavery on the ballot, is what one of them said in response to something I said. Were the words of a disingenuous man who thinks it's fair to punish others simply because they don't understand. Which fair is fair, so here's a reflection of how you warrant a cold heart too, when you don't read, don't comprehend, or don't discern what's in your view. I know you think it's different when someone else is prey, but it seems that you're a pretender or just think others' suffering is okay. Or maybe you're just a fibber and think everyone fibs as well. Hence, you have no mercy telling others to go to hell. If they honestly say they didn't see, or the mind played a busy trick, your own inattention blindness makes you a candidate for misery's pick. Ignorance is no excuse, says he who delights in the noose, if it's someone else's neck that is looped for the abuse. Making prey of others, it's just a thing we do. Suck it up, little buttercup, when such judgment falls on you. What? You need that money for better things that do more good for mankind? To hell with your humanity when a broken meter you find. The law is the law, that's just how it goes. Well, you voted for a homicidal rapist, claiming such stench never reached your nose. Too bad, bully brain, you will warrant the same. Your mistake will make you fair game. Chuckle at his talk of war and molesting our own daughters, but ignoring such red flags will find you weeping by the waters. The golden rule was spoken for a reason, just like there are speed limits on our streets. And even though you no longer have to wear your flowing white KKK sheets, there are those who are on top who know exactly what they do, trying to corrupt the social attitude and view. And of course there is nobody who would say they are racist, because everyone knows that's wrong. But when you think someone else deserves less than you, well, you're dancing to that song. So this is why I sing to you and make this up as I go. There are things that we hear in the wind and things that the TV reports show of people being treated as if they don't have right to exist. And for all their hopes and dreams and the families that are missed, there is no empathy, there is no care, just a want to be on top. My fellow lovers of humanity, we have to make that stop.